war on the conscience of our nation.
In a report released today, Amnesty International says at least 2,000 women and girls have been abducted by Boko Haram since 2014. 19-year-old Aisha was one such victim.
I was among the girls trained to shoot. I was also trained how to use bombs. They told me how to attack towns and villages, how they kill other people, how they slaughter infidels.
The report reveals women who weren't used as fighters suffered even more.
Abducted women were taken to makeshift transit camps. They were raped, taught Boko Haram's interpretation of Islam, and prepared for forced marriage to their fighters.
Boko Haram's leader admits the Chibok girls were married off to his fighters. A devastating revelation, coupled with a United Nations report just released. It states 2014 recorded the most harrowing accounts of rape, sexual slavery, and forced marriages by not only Boko Haram, but the Islamic State group as well. Sonia Artero, TVB News.
Back locally, a Baptist University student who was critically injured in a traffic accident 5 days ago died in hospital this morning. The accident happened on Thursday night when a truck suspected to have experienced brake problems smashed into a taxi that had stopped at a red light in Kowloon Tong. That caused the cab to lunge forward and hit two Baptist University students who were crossing the road. A 20-year-old female student ended up trapped under the truck. She was already unconscious when she was rushed to hospital. She died this morning at Queen Elizabeth Hospital. A 19-year-old male student was not seriously hurt. Baptist University President and Vice-Chancellor Albert Chan has offered his condolences to the family of the deceased on behalf of the school.
The Ombudsman has found discrepancies in vehicle examinations operated by two government departments. A vehicle was reported to have passed one test but failed the other. Liz Yoon has the story.
The Ombudsman heard a complaint that said a vehicle had passed the Transport Department's annual examination. But shortly afterwards, the car owner was demanded by the Environmental Protection Department to undergo a so-called treadmill test. The test is conducted with a chassis dynamometer to detect nitrogen oxide among other pollutants emitted by vehicles. Failing to pass that test could mean revoking the vehicle's license. The Ombudsman found that the Transport Department does not test for nitrogen oxide emissions, and there are no relevant facilities at designated car testing centers. The Ombudsman pointed out that a lack of coordination between the two departments may spell trouble for car owners. Fong Man Keung, a senior lecturer on automotive engineering at the Hong Kong Institute of Vocational Education, told us that the two tests performed by separate departments cover different areas. The one conducted by the Environmental Protection Department focuses on the performance of catalytic converters, Fong said, while the Transport Department's test shows the emission levels of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons. To minimize inconvenience for car owners, the two departments are now looking into the possibility of installing nitrogen oxide detectors at designated car testing centers, so that vehicles can be spared from the need to be tested twice. Liz Yun, TVB News.
Police are investigating the death of a 73-year-old man in Tin Sum last night. Officers received a call at around 7:40 p.m. about a dispute involving two men at a basketball court in Mei Lim Estate. When police arrived, the elderly man was found lying unconscious on the ground. He was rushed to Prince of Wales Hospital, where he was certified dead. The cause of death is yet to be determined. Police said witnesses told them a man pushed the victim to the ground and then kicked him before fleeing the scene. Officers are searching for a male suspect with short hair, believed to be 30 to 40 years old and 175 to 180 centimeters tall. Police have appealed for more witnesses to come forward with information.
Secretary for Transport and Housing Anthony Zheng met with officials from the Civil Aviation Administration of China in Beijing today. He briefed them on plans for the third runway at Hong Kong International Airport. Zheng said mainland authorities fully support plans for a 3-runway system. As for concerns about Hong Kong's crowded airspace, he said both sides agree there is a need to develop airspace within the Pearl River Delta region. The transport chief stressed that cooperation is key to airspace management. He expressed hopes that airports in the region will share their development and air traffic plans. Doctors at Prince of Wales Hospital have conducted marathon transplant operations in record time. 6 patients received a new kidney each over a 96-hour span last month. Rani Samtani tells us more.
59-year-old Ipsu Lin had waited 12 years for a renal transplant. After receiving a kidney last month, she has recovered and is now free from dialysis. She thanked the donor and her doctors for giving her a new lease on life. Ip was one of 6 patients involved in marathon transplant operations that took place from March 12th to 15th. Doctors explained that timing was an important factor.
We should transplant the kidney to the patient as soon as possible, and our target actually pledge is to be within 80 hours after the kidney was harvested from the donor.
A team of 370 healthcare workers successfully conducted 9 operations in 96 hours, a record for Hong Kong. Several medical staff had to work longer hours than usual during the marathon transplants. 3 deceased patients donated their kidneys, liver, lungs, bone, and cornea, benefiting at least 13 individuals.
Whenever there is a patient requiring dialysis, the whole family is burdened, is stressed. So the benefit from having an organ transplanted into a patient actually help overall much larger number than those who are only sitting here. The whole family, the whole society will benefit.
As of the end of December last year, more than 1,900 people were on the waiting list for a kidney transplant under the hospital authority. Professor Lee noted that since 2012, there's been a downward trend in kidney donation. He's encouraged more people to support organ donation. Rani Samtani, TVB News.
All right, Tony, some good news for Liverpool fans?
Very good news for Liverpool fans, and we'll talk all about it. Liverpool are still in the hunt for a Champions League spot after they beat Newcastle at Anfield overnight. The Reds have been helped by Manchester City's recent drop in form, allowing them to battle back into contention.